I know this is hard to believe, but the Wanhai 503 is still afloat. She caught fire about 10 weeks ago off the coast of India. That fire burned for weeks, but it seems to be out now, and now she can't find anywhere to go. They're kind of stuck in a holding pattern, waiting for a port of refuge. This is from the Maritime Executive, and it was published on the 18th of August, 2025. 10 weeks after the fire was reported on board the container ship, Wanhai 503, the vessel remains at sea in search of a port of refuge. She has turned into a vessel that no one wants, as India almost immediately said it would not permit its ports to receive the ship, and more recently, Sri Lanka declined the application made for the vessel's refuge. Owner-operator Wanhai Lines issued his most recent update at the end of last week, reporting the vessel is stable and being monitored. Decisions on the final port of refuge would take into account the overall stability of the vessel, as well as the handling of the fire-damaged cargo. The fire began on June 9th while the vessel was in India's EEZ, as it was sailing from Sri Lanka to India. The Indian Coast Guard responded, assisting in the evacuation of the crew and an extensive firefighting effort. After the salvage teams got a secured tow line, India ordered the ship further out to sea, fearing a repeated incident such as the loss of the Express Pearl and the ongoing problems with the MSC Elsa III. As of July the 24th, India reported that the vessel was outside of its zone and that it was relinquishing involvement to the Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore as the vessel's flag state. Conditions aboard the vessel had dramatically improved, with no more flames and only residue smoke in bays 29 to 35. 20 salvors were reported to be on the ship, continuing the cooling efforts and undertaking dewatering efforts. Wanhai has continuously reported since the end of July that the fire is extinguished and that teams continue to improve the onboard situation. However, Hapag-Lloyd, which shared cargo on board the ship, confirmed on August the 13th the request for a port of refuge in Sri Lanka had been declined by the authorities. They said the ship was 130 nautical miles from the Indian coast. The plan was to move it further out to sea while discussions continued on a port of refuge. There is no clear destination for the direction of the ship and potential resolution. It has been suggested she might be towed to the Middle East. Last year, the Mears Frankfurt, which suffered a container fire off the Indian coast, ended up gaining refuge in the UAE in September of 2024, about 7 weeks after the fire started. That vessel also was not a constructive loss and later returned to service.